We're in the presence of the realest essence. I've been serving lessons since the days of my adolescence. On the Cypress block, young buck holding it like we knew it all. Not afraid to do it all. Matter of fact, to look back and do it all. I can remember the haters say the game will ruin y'all. What's that to me? Don't give about a hater. Let them like the in my paper.
They call me Big Dog, riding with the hillbilly. Q-Bone stallion with the lip. Really became a boss many years back when I'm
on a wonderful fall afternoon in the state of Texas. The roof is open, and we've got football from NRG Stadium in Houston. Today, we've got an interesting Week 11 matchup on tap between the Washington Commanders and the Houston Texans. Season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. They'll run with Pollard to begin the drive. Oh, heck of a move. Man. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That's a gain of 13 and a very solid opening play for this offense. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to them.
Always got some breathing room. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 46 yards rushing for him now at his first 2 carries in the ballgame.
Sometimes those lines that are drawn on a grease board or in a playbook, they come to life out on the field, don't they? And we just saw down that outside handoff to the right.
That right tackle, he gets excited for that call, doesn't he?
He does, because he just wants to dominate his guy and say, listen, I was the point of attack. I took care of business. That's why you're able to get downfield and add all those yards to your total.
Yeah, really nice gain there. That's into a crowd and intercepted. And the Commanders are going to get the football here as they force the INT on the game's opening drive. Well, that is a quick lesson on how difficult this defense is to throw against. An interception on their initial drive of the ball game.
Now we know why their offensive staff spent the entire week awake trying to prepare for this one, because you can't totally shy away from throwing the football. But at the same time, you're looking at them and going, where are the weaknesses? How are we going to move it?
One of the top defenses in the NFL for a reason. We just saw one example right there. They'll run with a former member of the Crimson Tide, Damian Harris. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. And they run with Harris off the option. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39. Well, this defense for the Texans, they were very strong in the win last week over the Giants.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Throwing is Hurts. They're looking for Higgins, but it is intercepted. It's Tariq Castro-Fields who picked it, and the Texans are going to take possession of the football. And this, Charles, definitely not what they were wanting to see. Remember, he threw 3 interceptions in the loss last week, and now he gives the ball away again here in the very first quarter.
And you have to think that this was drilled into him all week, too, by his teammates, by his coaching staff. They've told him all week long, we've got to protect the football. They probably crossed that fine line with giving him the right advice and saying it too much, and it turned out that it got into his head a little bit.
And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. All right, Charles, we've spoken about this offense plenty, how great they've been all year. 9-0 now into the back half of the season. Super Bowl favorites without a doubt. I think everyone agrees on that. What do you think is the thing that most stands between them and a perfect season?
I think it's themselves. I think it's their team, how they approach things, how they conduct themselves during the week, practicing, getting ready, and then going out and playing. Can't take your foot off the gas pedal at this stage. Doesn't matter if it's a weak team you're playing or not. Look, when I talk with one of the best golfers of all time, he told me he never played against the field. He just played against himself and his own standard.
That time on the outside, pretty nice job as a cornerback to shed any would-be blockers and make the tackle.
And think about the praise we're giving him, what his coaches have given him, but how about the respect he gets from his teammates to be a complete corner who doesn't just cover receivers, but also tackles ball carriers.
Oh, looking for Waddle, but it's intercepted. And the Commanders are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line. He got outside the pocket there trying to improvise, and he was calling for the ball downfield, but still the interception.
I think what happened, he did call for the ball thinking that he was open, but I think the quarterback spotted him too late. And that margin that he had on the defenders, that got eaten up, and they came up with the interception.
They'll start the drive with Harris. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
They'll throw on first down with Hurts. This pass complete to Melton. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. Looking to throw again on second down. Hurts, flush to his right. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's third down.
I'm not quite sure what he thought he saw there, but the reality was certainly a much different picture than what he anticipated. And give credit to the defense. They were down on the flash when he broke out of there, and they forced him out with almost nothing to show for his efforts.
This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. First down, and they go back to Harris. He'll get this down to the 38.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
From the 38, Hurts. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. T. Higgins with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Commanders use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Extra point up and good by Sanders, and that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with it. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Watson, a little touch pass on the jet sweep. That one, a first down pickup of 8. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. They'll go with Pollard here on 1st down. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 65 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
On 1st down, Watson. Swinging this out for Pollard. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Pollard going to try the right side. And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Off of play action, it's Watson. That's complete to the fullback, Ricard. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
Now a first carry for their fullback. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. A good run of 6 yards there. Gets him closer to the goal line with 2nd down coming up.
They've definitely established a rhythm on this drive, moving the ball quite well. And big man with football is an integral part of the whole thing.
2nd and goal from the 1. Pollard, touchdown, Houston. CD, there didn't seem to be much resistance there down near the goal line.
Yeah, partner, from what I saw there, not a real good job of matching up defensively, because to me, they look like they were just in their base 3-4 package. You need bigger bodies in there in a goal line type situation. The 3, 4, 5 between the 20s, but not down here when you're guarding your end zone.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And they are back down to the 500 mark after 2 straight losses. And, Charles, this is a team that, to be frank, their play has really dropped off the last couple of weeks.
And, Brandon, I think there's a sense around the building that they can't let this losing streak get any worse than it is. Because if they were to lose here and fall below 500, then you're playing catch-up the rest of the way. They've got to take a stand and make it stop right now.
From the 27, Hurts. Oh, he'll let one go deep for Higgins. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Here's Hurts to throw. Open man, it's complete to Higgins. And he's going to have a Commanders 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now a first down carry for Harris. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3. And it's second down.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Again, it's Harris on second down. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play, backwards a yard.
That's a play to take note of there for the defense, I think, in the future. If you're going to try and block him, maybe you get a guard to help double team him and try and steer him out of the play. They should have done it on that snap.
And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. Hunter Niswander on a punt now on 4th down. Jalen Waddle deep to return it. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. That'll go in the books as just a 16-yard punt. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
First down, and it's Pollard again. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 99 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Going to run again here with Pollard. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
This guy's well on his way now to a big game on the ground. It's another good run there. Puts him over the century mark in yardage, and we're still in the second quarter.
And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Now it's Watson. This one grabbed by A.J. Green. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 21. 18 yards the gain for number 18. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. He'll get that out wide to Waddle. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. From the 16, Watson. Pass to Tony Pollard out of the backfield. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it first and goal. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
It'll be a handoff to Pollard. And he's going to ball his way down to about the 1-yard line. A good run on first down, and now they contemplate a second and goal situation. Now here's Pollard, and he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. Tony Pollard in the final seconds of the first half. And the Texans have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. Maybe time for one play on offense. 7 seconds to go in the half as the kick is away. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And with 7 seconds remaining, not much time to really do anything.
Flushed out right. And he'll just get rid of it.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
They'll throw now on the final play. Oh, he'll let one go deep for Higgins.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted.
And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half.
So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports halftime report. Take it away, Coach.
Washington down on the scoreboard, but they are getting the football first here, and we are back underway on EA Sports. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. But, Charles, we saw a pretty entertaining first half, close ball game. Remember there toward the end of the second quarter, the opposition scored to take the lead. Now we'll see if these guys can get a score of their own to regain that lead.
Yeah, they want to have that type of a response, don't they? Because they want to find a way to take control of this ball game one more time. Gauntlet's been thrown down. They want to see if they're ready to answer it.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
Hurts. Oh, he'll let one go deep for Higgins.
And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed.
And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
That's a heck of a way to convert on 3rd and long, and he showed a lot of trust in his receiver.
And that trust was justified because he went up and got the football and converted on a down. You shouldn't. 3rd and long like that, that's supposed to be an incompletion at the least.
They go play action with Hurts. And a high throw there as this is knocked away, down to the ground and incomplete. Well, the passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10.
Sets up to throw it.
Throw left side, going to be taken in by Harris.
And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. Back to throw again. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
They'll try and throw for it with Hurts.
And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. Ron Rivera, the gambling type, but he comes up empty here. And this Texans defense stands tall. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Back to throw, Watson.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far.
Picked off by Justin Reed.
And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
They'll run with Harris out of the shotgun. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They'll look to throw here. Throw right side, caught by Ridley. Touchdown, Washington. Calvin Ridley, 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Commanders take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points. Extra point up and good by Sanders, and we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They start from scratch here, so to speak. 14 all following the interception last time that led to a score. Now they've got it 1st and 10. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 125 yards rushing for him here as he starts to close in now on 1,200 yards for the season. It's been an excellent day for him running the football, no doubt, as he continues to soar well past 100 yards.
Yeah, it almost feels like he can just grab his briefcase and head home after putting in a full day's work at the office, doesn't it?
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
That was a particularly nice play because not only was it his job to force the play inside, he was actually able to fold inside himself and make the tackle ultimately. Very nicely done.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. On 2nd down, it's Pollard. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he's stopped behind the line of scrimmage. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. They're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. Now a diving effort right sideline. He's got it. 16 yards on that one, and also a Texan 1st down. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
Danico Autry is in on the stop.
A good solid game there on 1st down, but the defense has to be happy they didn't let it pop for anything bigger.
2nd down at 6 now from the 42. They'll run left with Pollard. And he's got room. The 20, 10. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. A big play on the ground there. It goes for 36 yards.
Well, partner, I have to say they called him in the right defense there. Nickel set. 5th defensive back on the field, and they love to run against that because now you typically get a bigger blocker on a smaller defender.
Yeah, because those DBs like you, they want the interception. They're not as worried about the running play, right?
Not at all. I still remember being in school, and one of my offensive line teammates used to say, boy, I love to come downfield and hit you little people.
Good run there.
On the Jets sweep, here comes Waddle. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Jalen Waddle, his first rushing touchdown on the year. And the Texans have moved out in front here in the final minute of the 3rd quarter. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead is now 21-14. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. DeAndre Carter now from his end zone. And nowhere to go. He only makes it to the 5.
Well, not exactly a banner return, so he doesn't give his offense a whole lot of room to work with. They've got to go a long way now to try and score some points. I do know this from experience. There will be a few comments muttered his way by the offense as they head out on the field.
And Hurts is intercepted, his third of the game. It's Eric Harris who picks it. And the Texans are going to take possession of the football.
Count them now, 6 interceptions between last week and this week. Now, the 3 picks last week helped them to a win. They're in the driver's seat once more.
And they're the ones that are doing all the leading, aren't they? Right? The 3 interceptions.
And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Tony Pollard with his 3rd touchdown and 18th on the year.
And the Texans will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And the lead now up to 14.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. This taken in at the goal line.
The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Now this offense trying to change the script here a little bit, CD. Trailing on the score. Hurts fumbles it.
Fortunate to get that football back, because trailing here in the second half, last thing they needed was to lose the possession.
And the word I think of here is opportunity, because it could have been lost there, their chance to score points. But the opportunity for the defense was to go ahead and really close this game down if they were able to get possession.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Hurts eluding the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
It's going to be a gain of 6 on the keeper, but it leads to a 3rd down.
That's what he can do, when he keeps the football. It's not a huge gain, but it shows how hard it can be to stop him.
Yeah, and I thought the defense had that one pretty well contained, and in fact, they probably came up and felt pretty good about what they did. Then they looked up and realized he still got good yardage out of it. He's a tough guy to stop.
Trying to run for it with Pollard.
They juked him. And some room to roam now. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. It was 3rd and short, and they go flying past the marker for a gain of nearly 30 yards.
It looks like a jumbo set with 3 tight ends here for 1st and goal. Another carry for the fullback, Ricard.
They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Now Waddle on the jet sweep.
And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9.
It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
Well, as a wideout, when you take that handoff and you're coming around the edge, you're expecting to see nothing but empty space in front of you. But if not...
Well, things can go south in a hurry, and that's exactly what we saw on that play with a loss.
And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
On for the field goal now is Evan McPherson.
This to make it a 3-score game late. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it.
The fake field goal catches everyone by surprise. And the Texans add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away.
And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be the...
And now here is another interception.
And the Texans are going to take possession of the football.
I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy is nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
Oh, he tried to pitch it, and the ball's loose.
And it's Washington that scoops it up.
He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 10. And he gets it back into the end zone. It's a fumble recovery leading to a Washington touchdown. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead will be cut down to 14. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the effort snuffed out. The Texans' hands team recovers. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Here's Pollard again.
And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. The slot man in motion right. They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 3.
Well, when you go from 2nd and 4 to 3rd and 3, that just tells you who won that battle on the last play, huh?
Yeah, 1st round went to the offense, 2nd round the defense.
An extra man in the secondary for Washington on 3rd down.
They'll send a receiver here in motion right. On 3rd down, it's Pollard. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard.
Now the Commanders going to burn the 2nd of their timeout,
as it comes with 1:15 left to go in the 2nd half. yards. They run it with their fullback. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston.
Patrick Ricard.
A 10-yard touchdown run.
And the Texans are going to be moving to 10-0 as they add. Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out?
A fight for it, and this is caught. It's caught indeed.
Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout,
as it comes with exactly a minute to go in the football game.
On first down, Hurts.
And he'll throw this one away, but I don't think he was out of the pocket. No, here comes the flag.
Yeah, he hadn't gotten far enough away from the pocket to throw that football away, and that draws the flag.
Yeah, the old tackle box, right? Get outside of each tackle, and then you can go ahead and throw it away, and you're in good shape. But if you're back there...
And it's intercepted at the goal line.
And the Texans are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
Gosh, you add up last week and this week now. That's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. Now a give here to Pollard. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
I've got an idea. Let's skip racing to the airport at the end of this game. Let's go to the post-game press conference. I have a feeling that the quarterback of this winning team is going to be giving a whole lot of credit to the running game and the offensive line.
Yeah, I was just going to say the offensive line, yes, carrying the ball has been key. There he goes, right side. Past the 20. And he takes it into the end zone across the chalk. Now there is a flag down, but I think that's offsides on the defense.
Yeah, I think that's going to stand, partner.
But Charles, a lot of happy